What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out this 2025 Mazda 3 hatchback. This is a 2.5 turbo premium plus finished off in Polymetal Grey Metallic with an MSRP at $38,800. Do you think this is the coolest way to go to get a hot hatch? This one isn't necessarily a performance car like a Civic Type R, GR Corolla, or even like a Golf R, but this is kind of just a nice, well-rounded hatchback that has amenities and enough power underneath the hood. So if we take a look at under the hood, it's going to get, of course, that turbocharged engine. It's a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder with 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. It's also paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. It is all-wheel drive. Curb weight on this car is around 3,400 pounds and 0 to 60 is even 5.6 seconds. We get a 12.7 gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 23 in the city with 31 mpg out on the highway. For the styling, I do love this color. It's really sporty, and this is a mean looking car. It's got some aggression to it. You have these nice LED headlights with the dark housing, dark trim all throughout the headlights and grille, then a massive front grille. You have your safety sensor in the logo, of course parking sensors. I like the mesh as well, and then this massive front splitter. Really cool design overall. It's really clean and simple, but really nice. You have sharp body lines from the hood all the way towards that windshield, and just a really cool front end design. At the side, we have a split 5-spoke design for these 18-inch wheels finished in gloss black. Really smooth body lines throughout the front and the whole side profile. You have some sharp lines for the side skirts, and then the black color on the mirrors, LED turn signal, camera as well, body color door handles, and then just a little bit of chrome trim. I like how small the rear windows look. It really helps this side profile have a cool look. It's a very proportional looking car, very stubby in the back, just has a really unique style overall. Up above, we get a small sunroof, little thin antenna, and then our rear spoiler. So cool looking car for sure, not quite like anything else on the market. It has a unique style to it. And then you can see how the rear end slopes downwards. We have the sharp look for those red LED taillights, dual exhaust system, all of your parking sensors, and a gloss black rear diffuser. You're gonna see all the logos as well as this nice little trim piece, and just more smooth body lines throughout it. For the rear space, we have a button under the logo. We can manually lift it up, and this does have quite a lot of space in here. We can even lift up the floor. You're gonna get a spare tire with all of the equipment, and overall, pretty nice sized trunk. You can also lift these up and get this whole privacy cover out of the way, and it reveals even more storage space all throughout it. And then we can grab from back here and push these seats out of the way. So with them flat folding, pretty large amount of space in here, not too bad at all. I'm just popping that back in there. Gonna get a handle and a lock button. And then as we make our way to the interior, this has a red leather interior. Seats are gonna fold down nice and flat back here. Popping them back up, we can seat 3 people. And in the center, we can pull this down. We have an armrest with cup holders, and that's basically the extent to the amenities. You're just gonna get a little bit of storage up in front, and then a little bit of soft touch black, the nice red leather, and then this shiny trim for the door handle. You have a ton of padding on the armrest, grab handle as well. Now for these front seats, I had to slide these forwards several inches to clear the headrest. So in reality, with this seat at my height, it's back to here. My legs are really cramped. So this is a pretty small back seat overall. With a car seat in here, honestly, even with this slid 4 inches forward, you're probably gonna be hitting quite a lot. So it's definitely a cramped back seat. However, I do have good headroom. The seats themselves are nice and comfortable. Just the legroom and all of this kind of space is gonna be extremely limited, being a small car. There's also no air vents, plugs, or any true amenities. So a little bit on the sparse side for this rear seat. And then as we make our way to the driver's seat now, I'm gonna have to slide it backwards quite a bit to get back into my position. But we are gonna get power operations for the driver's seat, which is nice to see. And then door panel, just like we saw in back, all this soft touch, all of your controls. And then hopping inside, foot on the brake, fire it up. Still gotta further make my adjustments, get myself back to where I was nice and comfortable. But for this red interior, I love the two-tone style, especially with just the black and red contrast. It's a really cool interior. You're gonna get the black leather wrapped steering wheel, all of your controls on the left for Bluetooth and audio. And then this icon right here, you can cycle through a couple different things for the gauge cluster. So a nice touch for the LCD screen as well as analog. You're gonna get your cruise control settings over on the right side, paddle shifters as well. Then you have your windshield wipers over on the right side with headlights over on the left. So nice design overall. Down below we have a little bit of storage Then we have your memory seating, traction control, a view icon for cameras. And what's hard to see, there are air vents actually under here. You may think those are speakers, but these are air vents giving me nice cool air to my inner legs, which is very clever from Mazda. Great way to keep you nice and cool. Got your 2 air vents up here as well, soft touch, heads-up display, your nice nav screen up above, and then more air vents over here with some silver trim. Now for the screen, it's not touchscreen or anything, which is kind of a drawback. I believe touchscreen can work on Apple CarPlay. I've never really tested it, but not my favorite screen overall. You have a couple things that you can go through, and I'd say it is a little on the cumbersome side. You always have to click different things, scroll it, go into things. So I'm not the biggest fan of this. You still have your basics, everything you're gonna need, quite honestly. Volume on the right side, and then backup camera's pretty nice with a top-down view and a full HD design as well. For the climate controls, you have your own area right here with its own screen. You have your toggles for the fan speed, dual zone temperature, heated seats, and steering wheel. And we have wireless phone charging and extra storage all down below. You're gonna get this piano black throughout the center. Sport mode toggle, you can turn that on and off. And then we have volume over on the right side. You have more padding right here. You can slide this back, and then that's how you open it up to reveal all the storage in the center. Glove box on the right side, pretty good amount of space as expected. And then one last look at the interior. Again, this two-tone looks really cool. It's a pretty premium interior for sub 40 grand. Got your sunroof up above, sunglass holder, lights, and then garage door buttons up by the mirror. All right, so setting off now into the 2025 Mazda 3 hatchback. So this is the top trim level with the nice little turbo engine, which packs quite a lot of power. And honestly, it's a much bigger 4-cylinder than most cars. So 2.5 liter is a pretty decent size, especially with the horsepower and torque. Pretty cool to see. So getting my bearings, just kind of driving this car normal. I like how the power seat controls really give you a lot of maneuverability for the driver. I find myself sitting here really comfortable. It's pretty easy to just get a nice seating position overall. The seats themselves are very comfortable. You can tell it's a small car, which kind of makes you feel just wrapped around really nicely. Build quality is pretty good as well. Hitting these train tracks a little bit quick. I mean, the car takes it really well. You can tell this car is pretty solid and would be a really good just daily driver, point A to point B car that you could rack up miles and be in comfort. Now, as we get up and go a little bit, pretty peppy for sure. Now, even though it has a bigger engine and quite a lot of power, it's not necessarily fast. There's a lot of other hot hatches that are much more sporty designed that have the same power levels that are a lot faster and quicker to drive. But this one really does get up to speed nicely. It can get out of its own way really well. And as we are taking some sweeping turns, the steering response feels nice. It feels like a really good overall car. It's not trying to be a GR Corolla or a Civic Type R or even a Volkswagen Golf R. It's not trying to be that kind of sports car. It's just trying to be a nice, semi-luxurious focused hot hatchback without being too sporty and without being too dull. So it's kind of right in the middle of just a good sweet spot for a daily driver. When you are cruising in roads that are a bit more fun focused even, it's a confident to drive car. It handles well, it steers nice. The suspension is soft and forgiving, but also sporty enough to let you take some quicker turns. So it's a nice car to drive. When you go into sport mode, it makes it a little bit more peppy with the transmission. If we slow down and do kind of a full throttle acceleration, manual mode now from first gear. That is pedal to the floor, so it's definitely not a fast car, but again, it's peppy enough for when needed. It's just not like a performance-tuned vehicle as far as suspension or transmission or anything. It's just a well-balanced car with way more power than you would expect from a typical hatchback like this. Using the interior, the basics are easy. I like the climate control. When you have CarPlay up, of course, that's pretty much all I ever use. The actual screen in this car, I am not the biggest fan of. I don't really like how Mazda does it. I think it's kind of cumbersome not having touchscreen and using this. So I don't really do anything in the screen just because I would just have CarPlay up anyway. Not my favorite, but I think it does look good the way it's all integrated in here. And at least climate control is simple. That is what I like. A lot of cars make climate way too difficult. As we take another turn again, just a nice smooth car to drive. If you are looking for a point A to point B type of hatchback, but you don't want just a slow, boring car, this is a nice interior, it's nice to drive, and it's got enough power to get out of its own way. So it really is pretty well rounded. Visibility is pretty good out the front. You can tell it's a small car, so you really have a good view around since nothing's really in the way. Over your right shoulder, it's a little bulky back there, but really nothing you can't compensate for when you look around and have your mirrors adjusted. So not bad at all. I also love the air vents that are located down here. Keeps your legs cool, which is a really cool touch that you don't really see on any other car. But not a bad driving car just to get places.